All right, this is my father, Austin Miller the fourth. He is 49, and I'm interviewing him because he's my dad, and then also the age gap between him and his dad is pretty significant. So I think it'll be interesting to see the different various answers you have for the questions that I ask him, and how they compare. So the first question I have for you is, where did you grow up and what decades were your elementary and teen years?
So, hello. I was born in Hartford, Connecticut. I moved from, actually in Simsbury, Connecticut. I moved away from there when I was 5 years old, and we moved to upstate Rochester, New York. And I was born in 76, and so I went up. When I got to Rochester, I probably entered school probably around 81 maybe. And I went to Allens Creek Elementary School, and I graduated high school in 95, so.
All right, my second question for you is, describe your elementary school years. Comment on school, after school, and the weekend activities.
So it's actually interesting. So elementary school, it was very, I don't know how it was different. I think most kids rode the bus to school, unlike today, where a lot of people are driven and stuff like that. But we would go to school. We'd have recess. I just remember soccer and kickball on the playground and stuff like that. And it was a little tougher. I think a lot more. It was more lenient. There was a lot of roughhousing on the playground. So I do remember that. And this was even a pretty upscale community, but it was just the way it was.
Nice.
And then after school activities, it's funny, we didn't do much. So later in life I played soccer, but in elementary school, it was literally, we would get up in the morning and we would go down the street. We were gone pretty much all day long.
Yeah,
until
do you remember the starting time? Probably not, but
that we'd go out.
Yeah, because for us, we get to be at school by 8, but we're
for-
kind of waking up at I get up at 7.
I want to say it started around 8:30 or something,
Okay.
8 or 8:30.
That would make sense. I think.
And they went to 2:30 or so maybe.
Yeah,
or
that sounds right.
3 o'clock maybe.
Could be 3.
So, but I remember as a kid, outside of school, we would just go down the block to we were with friends all day long. We were either playing wiffle ball, football. Didn't play much soccer outside of organized soccer, but we would go into the woods. We would make movies. It was really funny, VHS tapes. We'd
Oh, you'd have the recorder.
We'd run around with this gigantic movie.
That's hilarious.
And we'd make homemade movies. It was really funny.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
All right. How are your experiences different from elementary school students today?
For elementary school,
How would you compare yours to mine?
I think they were similar in a lot of ways. I do recall that you guys would rotate classrooms in elementary school.
Yeah, well, kinda. We would have one core teacher that would go through math, English, and science and other stuff. But I remember once we hit 3rd grade, I think it was, you'd switch for history. I think it was
okay.
you'd switch classrooms, or it would be science and history. You'd switch classrooms.
I think the teachers covered more subjects when we were younger.
Yeah.
They would cover a number of different things.
Okay.
Because I don't remember rotating classroom as much. We did a little bit, but not nearly as much as you guys did.
Yeah.
So I'd say that was one difference. we had like we'd have recess. I mean, you were really blessed with your like program that you had through Z, the ropes course and everything.
Oh yeah, Project Adventure.
Project Adventure.
Yeah,
Like we
that's
didn't
awesome.
have anything like that. We used to have roller skating though, when we roller skate in a circle, like this really tiny circle. It's pretty funny. But it was similar, I think, in nature. I don't
Not too many
huge
differences. Okay. All right. Describe your teenage years. Comment on school and after school weekend activities. So probably like middle school to high school.
So I played soccer growing up. That was kind of my number one sport. So that kept me very busy. And
Yeah.
Mom and Dad were taking us constantly to soccer tournaments for a club and etc. So I traveled a lot for that. And then as I got in middle school, at 7th and 8th grade, I played lacrosse.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to get more advanced in soccer, so I was doing the ODP program, the Olympic Development Program, and I didn't. So I had to pick a sport, so I quit lacrosse and just played soccer.
Makes sense.
That took me all over the place. So I did play a lot. It's funny though. I think I look at differences between you guys and us. You guys played more than we did.
Like
touched the ball.
Oh, okay.
Touched the ball more than we did. So you'd have practiced like 5 days a week. You were practicing like every day almost at some points.
Really?
Yeah, you guys would play a lot more than we did. Like we would have like one practice a week and then games.
Oh,
and you were practicing multiple times a week.
Yeah, for high school it's every day.
High school, I think our high school was more rigorous than yours. Like I mean, I remember you guys don't run or anything like that.
It's funny.
And I think that is a miss by the coaches today because they assume everyone's in physical condition, and I don't think people are. Because I remember just how tough they pushed us.
Yeah.
So that was a little different. After school weekend activities.
That probably counts. I mean.
Yeah. And weekend activities. I think as I got into high school, it was just kind of spending with friends. I did a lot of saw a lot of music. I've told you that. My friends and I were really into music. So through high school, we were seeing a lot of rock concerts, and I got into hiking and Boy Scouts. So Boy Scouts kept me busy. I was doing because I was leading that for a while, like for the troop. So I had to organize that and for campouts and stuff. And then I got into hiking, so I did some extensive overnights through camping and stuff like that. So
nice. All right. Comment on fashion during middle school and high school years.
You know, it's funny. In middle school, it was like really preppy where I was.
Oh, so like very like suits,
like
formal.
No, like V-neck, like preppy, like it was interesting outfits.
It's funny. Grandpa was saying he remembers. I forget if it was high school or what. There was like these pants that these kids would wear, and like it would show part of the rear or whatever. And I thought that was funny.
In high school?
Yeah, or high school or middle school. I don't remember what it was. But
during his era?
Yeah, during
his
era.
That's so funny. Huh. So we had a big thing, which was a riot, where we had these, they were called jams. Okay. And literally, Grandma made us these homemade jams. Like, they were these really bright, obnoxious shorts, like with like parrots on them and everything, and they were all the rage. It was really funny. And we had like drawstrings around them and stuff. So that was like, maybe we were a little younger at that period.
That's fun.
But yeah, style was, I don't know if it was that different. No one wore sweatpants.
Sweatpants, no, yeah.
Like that's the biggest thing, and like the fact that people. You know me. Like wearing pajamas to pants drives me.
Oh yeah, I don't do that, but
school drives me nuts. So we would wear khakis, jeans, things of that nature. Yeah. I think it was a little more, like it was loose, but it wasn't like as loose as it is today.
Okay. How were your experiences different from teens today? It's kind of vague, but.
I think we maybe placed a better like more emphasis on experiences than you guys do. I hate that you guys are growing up with the phone and stuff like that. I think it is really a challenge and a struggle, and it's a struggle for many adults as well. So I feel bad for you guys, actually, in a way. But I do think we did more. We just went out and ventured around more.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of nice because like when you're bored, you kind of make ways to entertain yourself. But with the phones, it's like you're never bored because you're kind of just like
you can just sit on the
sit
phone.
there and you're brought away. So
100%.
yeah.
I think we went outside a lot more and just did more things outside. I played a lot of friends had pool tables. We would do like pool, ping pong, stuff like that. Yeah. Played a lot of pool in high school. That was a lot of fun.
Pool is fun. All right. Who had it easier? Do you think people in your age group or my age group? And why?
I think it was easier for us in this sense. I think you have a little more higher demands academically and expectations. I think it varies by the family, though. I mean, it depends that like some parents have higher expectations than other parents, but I'd say we had it easier because like we didn't have the phone. No one knew where we were. Like it was just you went and you check in periodically. So that was nice. I think we had more flexibility. In the sports for you guys are a little more demanding, or
they just start earlier. Like you can't.
My wife's saying the whole sport thing is how it's true. Like it was fun for us growing up because we were able to play every sport and actually change each season, go back and forth. And now it's so competitive, you're kind of forced into selecting a sport and then sticking with it
from like start.
From start to finish. And that's not healthy either because you like when you're playing different sports, you're working different muscles.
And then it's
healthier for you. So that's a great point, Jess.
Yeah, that's true. Because like I don't know, with rowing, with swimming, it's like the people who do it are just doing it from birth, and it's like you can't really just like
switch.
Yeah, because it's like you have to be solid on it. Yeah. All right. What are the differences in parental involvement in children's lives today and when you were growing up?
I'd say it's very different. So we have a much more open relationship with you guys.
Yeah.
Communicate with you. Our communication's so much better than we had it growing up. So my parents were wonderful people, and I had a great life growing up. But it was very, like, you never questioned authority. You just, that was the way it was, and like we didn't have open conversation with my parents, so it definitely would fly under the radar. They didn't know what I was doing a lot of the time. And so that it's a different relationship, and I think it's better to have an open relationship, for both of our benefits.
Yeah, and then for me, like rules and expectation wise, I think you guys are very lenient with me, which is I think it's good. It's like you said, our relationship's very open. Like I can talk to you guys about a lot of stuff, and like it's like I feel like I can come to you for a lot. And like rules wise, I don't feel like I'm limited at all. It's not like I have like a curfew or like I think it's more just like do well in school, obviously, like focus on your work, and then sports wise, like I don't know, do my best. But yeah, I'd say like in that sense, I feel like I don't feel like I'm restricted at all, which I think is good because like it doesn't like some people when they have those restrictions, it almost makes them more inclined to want to like break them.
Yeah, 100%.
And like when I know that like you guys are open with me about like stuff, I feel like I feel like good. So.
One consistency I think with how I grew up and your experiences growing up is Grandpa and Grandma were both extremely hard workers.
Yeah.
And actually, it's amazing. I didn't have a lot of responsibilities growing up. Like, Grandma did all the dishes. Like, I never did my plates or chores or anything like that.
Yeah.
And like, but I didn't, I was very spoiled reflecting on it as a kid. Like they just did stuff for us, but you model that behavior, and like I think you see mom and I working hard.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. You just
kinda-
model that behavior.
Yeah, I kind of just like, I see
So-
what needs to be done. I kind of help out. Like, I don't have like a list set of chores, but like,
Yeah.
if I see the dishwasher needs to be empty, I'll do that.
You do it, or if we ask you to do something,
Yeah, or
you
like
you
asking,
jump in and
I'll
do
do
it.
it,
Yeah.
of course. But
Which I think is huge, though. I think that's a positive too. It's like just you see people working hard, and you just think that's like you learn that's the way you do it.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
And you have a great work ethic, which is really amazing.
appreciate that. You do too. I mean, you guys work very cool. All right. What were your early jobs and or travel experiences? And what life lessons did you learn from them?
So my early jobs, the way I made money was mowing lawns, and it was really nice. I had these two older women that I mowed their lawns, and I get decent money. I think it was like $20 for one lawn. The other one I think I got less. The woman didn't have much money, so I just kind of took less, and it was fine. I don't know if I ever told you this, but one of the women, it was crazy. She had like cancer in her head, and she had like literally a hole in her head.
Holy cow.
And like, so she'd put a Band-Aid over it, and like some days she would come to the door and she wouldn't have
no Band-Aid.
there was no Band-Aid. It was just, she was a lovely woman. She was just like, both women were just great, and they were just so sweet to me. But I just remember working just hard. Like I would do their lawns, and they were appreciative, but I loved music, so I earned my money to buy my first stereo. So I earned that, and I bought like a really nice stereo, and it was like 3 separate components. There was like a tuner, a CD player, and a tape deck. And then Grandpa had these beautiful speakers he brought back from Taiwan, from Vietnam, and I had amazing stereo. So that was cool.
That's
so
right.
I think from an early job, I think I just learned you work hard, you can get good things.
Nice things,
you know, so that was a really good work ethic.
Yeah.
So that was one job. I had like a number of different jobs, and then one interesting job. Mom and I used to do window washing.
Oh
we made a killing doing that. So that might be something you consider in the future.
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
Yeah, but for travel, I was blessed. My soccer coach when I was like 13 was a world businessman. Yeah. And he had a ton of connections. So we went down to Argentina and Brazil to play soccer.
That's so cool.
That was really a great experience. And then in high school, I went to a private school, but Scott and Jeff went to the public school. So I was able to go on this trip to Italy.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, so I went to Italy with the public school because I knew all the kids, and the guy that actually took us, his son went to the private school I went to. Yeah. So it was kind of like they knew Scott because Scott had been on the trip. So that was a really amazing experience to go to Italy.
That's cool. All right. What advice do you have for teens today?
My biggest thing is it's really important have a good work ethic. Do your best. Like you always want to do your best. And secondly, live in the moment. I think my biggest life lesson is, I think it's a positive but a negative. I'm always planning for the next step. Yeah. I'm always thinking about, all right, next you're going to college. After college, you're going to get a job. Yeah. After job, you're going to do this, and retirement, etc. But life is a journey, and just enjoy every part of your journey.
Yeah, it's good. I like that. I think a lot of times with me, I feel the same way. I'm like, kind of like, all right, what's next? Like, I got vacation coming up. Yeah. And then it was like, for me, before I had my license, it was like, that's the next thing I have to look forward to. And I'm kind of just like working to that moment, and you kind of miss the journey along the way to get into that. So, very true. Yeah, I like that. All right, so what sports did you play? Well, we kind of already went over that. And would you say they differ from today at all, or not really?
No, I think like the soccer, I think you guys are more technical than we ever were. Yeah. Like the skill level is just a higher level, so that was kind of the biggest thing.
Yeah. Okay. And then, did you grow up in a wealthy community or a modest one, and how did that affect your living, like, as a kid?
So we were from an upscale community. It was very, it was interesting though, because like my family, we never went without. Like we were not overly spoiled, but like we had all clothes, and my mom and dad would buy us new clothes and stuff like that. But like mom gave the example of like her high school. You go to the people would have 16th birthday, they get BMWs or Pathfinders and stuff like that. And we drove very simple cars, you know. And I loved my very simple car. I talk about the Chevy Caprice station wagon, fit 9 comfortably. So that thing was awesome. So like, it's funny. It made me I didn't care. It just made me aware of that.
Yeah.
And I went to McQuaidin, although it was a private school. You had a very mixed bag there. So you had kids that were literally, one of my friends was a billionaire, and then I had other friends that were doing work studies to like they would work in order to go to school there.
Yeah.
Like they were from very different economic situations.
Yeah.
And so like,
I think that's important.
It was good. It was great to interact with all those kids and just see the different everyone's great, you know. Everyone just comes from a different background. You know?
Yeah, that's true. All right, cool. And then my last question is, if you could change one thing about current school life, like elementary, middle school, and high school, what would it be and why?
One thing.
Like if there was one thing you had to think, of, like when you know about me or Scarlett's or Rowan's, like just like school in general, like if there is one thing, what would you change about it?
I think actually it's funny. Typing.
Here comes mom.
Typing.
Do you want to?
Typing? Is that what you're gonna say?
Oh no.
So I actually want to go to the board. You guys should have a typing class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's a life skill. Mm-hmm. And if it's not taught, you guys are gonna learn inappropriate.
Yeah, I can't lie. I don't.
It's gonna make you more efficient. It will help you convey your thoughts better. Like it would be a valuable thing to teach. It should be a required course. That is actually, probably should even go down to the elementary level. Yeah. I mean, kids are typing.
So it's funny, actually. In elementary, there was like, I remember there was I do remember there was like a week where we did like, you were like, all right, you have your index fingers on F. It's like F and J. Yep. And then your other fingers kind of move around, and we would do like practice like typing. But I remember like after that week, it was just nothing ever again.
That's fine.
And like you kind of fall out of habit, and like
I'm longer than Grandpa now already. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say that, but I don't know that we even had it in middle school. But if I could change something in general, I would say the kids need to continue moving more. Like we always had
movement.
gym.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you guys have health that replaces gym, or that you just don't have gym every day.
Yeah.
In both middle school, like elementary school is great. You have recess, you have gym every day.
But continuing longer.
But like the kids.
Actually,
there's a lot of kids
in high school, we had legit gym in high school,
and it was the only time they do.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Gym.
Because we were playing like sports, and you have gym though.
Yeah. So it's like, it's different. So.
And they have health sometimes.
Yeah.
Instead of
so freshman year, I had gym. Like it was like. There was units. Freshman year, I should go. We did like volleyball, golf, bunch of other stuff that were like very active activities, which I like. Everybody loved gym freshman year, but then like this year, it was like literally in a classroom. Like we would maybe go out.
In a classroom in 7th grade.
She is.
Health.
That's super bad.
And it's interesting. So like I've said to you too, like even with like playing lacrosse again, I always find academics were always higher when I was playing the sport. Yeah. That's interesting. It is interesting.
So you get on a routine.
I think it's blood flow. It forces you to be in a routine. You're focused. So that's it.
And you know my backpack thing. The kids
all right.
don't use
Mom, this isn't your interview.
They gotta just use computers. No more binders.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.